And on that note, here are 3 things you need to know right now. Kicking off with the story of the week for our Yahoo Finance ecosystem. Shares of Bed Bath & Beyond are getting hammered in pre-market trading as Ryan Cohen's RC Ventures sold its entire position in the company. Cohen, also the chairman of GameStop, had about an 11.8% stake in the home goods retailer. And Julie, it has been a bananas week for all things Bed Bath & Beyond. I have the full picture of this bananas week in a written story on our homepage, but still, Ryan Cohen essentially is sending this company, or at least for right now, right into the tank here. This is terrible.
Well, it's a bit confusing. So let's
break it down.
Let's break it down on its fundamental basis, right? Ryan Cohen took this position in the company, back in March, and he took the position as an activist, implying that he was going to push for changes at the company. And he did push for changes at the company. He got 3 new board members approved. He said they should sell off Bye Bye Baby, which they have not yet done. So it looked like at that point he was pushing for a fundamental case at the company. What has changed between now and then? As we know, the fundamentals have deteriorated significantly between then and now. But is it just that he doesn't think he can do anything to turn it around anymore?
All this does not pass the sniff test to me. First, I would say I would question Ryan Cohen as an activist investor. When I think activist, I think what Elliott has managed to do at a company like PayPal. Still unclear what Ryan Cohen is doing at GameStop and what real changes he drove at Bed Bath & Beyond. Number 2, why it doesn't pass the sniff test to me? Ryan Cohen has essentially, you would think, 3 besties or 3 friends on that Bed Bath & Beyond board of directors. That was what he got as part of a settlement with Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond, now he's making these trades on the company. Something doesn't smell right. It's something I think we all need to be digging into a little bit more. But nonetheless, it's been a wild and very weird week for this company at a time when it doesn't need it. We're a very struggling company fundamentally. And now you would think a cash raise is off the table, at least from a perspective of Bed Bath coming out here and selling more stock.
Yeah, and he has made, by the way, $68 million on this trade. We should point that out as well. If you take a look at the Yahoo Finance Interactive, I pulled up our heat map of meme stocks overall over the past 3 months, because this is when we have seen, as we've seen a bounce in the broader market, we have seen a bounce in these meme stocks and a return of interest, as well as some new ones added to the list, some of these Hong Kong IPOs that we've been talking about. So here is an equal weight heat map of how they have done over the past 3 months' time. So we have seen a lot of increases in many of these stocks. Bed Bath & Beyond is on your upper left here. Let's just call it up for a moment. So here is the intraday chart, the 20% drop that we had yesterday, and then the stock is dropping again this morning. If you take this to a 3-month chart, you can see the big surge that the shares have seen, or if you look at a year to date, that surge, by the way, from the lows is about a 300% gain. But for the year to date, it's up about 27%. And if you look at the 1-year chart, it looks pretty bad. It's down 29%. So we have seen since the lows, right, that people have come in here and they've been buying. But
what's the trigger point? I've been trying to think a lot about this. Back when all these stocks were essentially created or coined as memes, there was a reason. People were home trading. That reason hasn't necessarily existed here in August. So it's been fascinating to watch this.
It has been fascinating to watch. And by the way, you have like the granddaddy of them all, GameStop, which is now down about 3% on the year. Ryan Cohen, the chairman of that company, and you can see that stock and what it has done. If you go back, let's take a look at the 3-year chart to show the spike in those. So over the past 3 years, it's still up a lot, but down considerably from those highs.
You know what's so funny? You talk to, as we have, the Chewy folks. They don't want anything to do with Ryan Cohen. They won't even mention that he even founded the company. They have really distanced themselves from him really ever since they went public a couple of years ago, maybe with good reason. Why do they want to be looped into this?
Yeah, and I should mention we have seen a big surge in interest in Bed Bath & Beyond and some of these other memes on the Yahoo Finance platform, so reflecting all of this interest.